Hey guys, welcome back to 1776 or Bust. So on the table in front of you today, you see a bag. Now, this is not a fancy bag by any means. By any means at all. This is not a fancy bag. I actually paid about $29 for this on eBay with free shipping. Now, this is not a Van Quest. This is not a 511 bag. This is a basic Condor 156 sling bag. Now, the reason why I'm showing this to you tonight is because I know some people, when you get involved with YouTube, you get caught up in this idea that you have to have the most expensive crap that you can find. And there are some people out there who get fortunate enough who have things thrown at them from other people. And so they go ahead and they advertise that for them, and they're able to keep the products. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've had some people give me things. Totally awesome. I really appreciate it because it does help me make videos on things that I think many of you can use, which, you know, again, this is why I started the channel. Now, in regards to this bag right here, it really depends on what you're looking for. I mean, if you're going to be out there in the mud, in the trenches, falling off cliffs, doing, tactical rolls down a desert valley, shooting targets 7,000 feet away, you know what? This bag is definitely not going to be for you. However, if you're basically going places with your family and you want to have a little extra, whatever you want, whether it's food, lights, knives, extra handguns, whatever you might be wanting to carry with you, this is the type of bag that I would say definitely you'd probably want to look at. Now, the reason I say that is because this summer I got this bag and I've used it maybe about half a dozen times. So for me, I wasn't really willing to spend $100, $200, whatever these bags go for. So I wanted to get something that was cheap, something that was affordable, and something that I was going to use roughly maybe by the end of the summer a dozen times. So I felt for 30 bucks, you really couldn't go wrong for something like this. So I wound up picking it up. I got it. I've used it, like I said, a half a dozen times. I've been very happy with it. I mean, it does what I've wanted it to do. And like I said, when you're carrying something like this, depending on the color you're using, I mean, I probably shouldn't have gotten the OD green now that I think about it. Probably should have just gotten black to make it look, look less, I guess you could say, tactical. But what you want to do is probably be able to have some sort of I guess you could say security, that you have extra things with you in the case of an emergency. And I think that's a very important thing for a lot of people. Me personally, I don't have any knives. I know that sounds crazy. I have one knife that's, a basic like $15 knife that probably couldn't cut through butter. But, maybe one day I'll start working on that. But at this time, I usually carry firearms with me. In this bag, I'll carry food, maybe a flashlight. Anything that will be useful in emergency situations, some matches, paracord, because you never know when you're going to need that. So for this bag, for me particularly, let's see what's in here, and let's kind of go through each pocket so you can see just how much room this little tiny $30 bag gives you. So at the first pocket out here, I'll be honest with you, I don't carry anything here. This is probably a pocket that I would probably carry a knife in if I actually owned a decent one. And I don't, so I don't carry one. Now, I know that's terrible, but I really don't have one that's good quality enough to sit there and use in an emergency. Now, of course, you have your little patch here, so you can put Velcro on here if you want to be super tactical. I don't choose to do that, so I totally don't use that. Now, on the inside, you have this little plastic strap. Again, it's nothing major. I mean, it's really not that great. It's not solid, real hard plastic or anything like that. It's pretty soft, but for the amount of times I've used it, it's held up pretty well. I've had no issues. It clicks on, clicks off when I need it to, and it does its job, which is all I ask it to do. Again, the flap pulls over, and you have another little area here that you can put some stuff into. Again, I don't have anything much in the bag because I haven't used it in a couple of days, so I don't really keep it stored when I probably should, but I don't keep it stored. Again, you have your first pocket right out here, and you'll notice that there are some magazines in there. And you can see that they're being held in place here. I will tell you that when I was installing these mags, the PO7 mags work perfectly. They go right in and out. The PO1 mags are kind of, tough to get in and out, I'll be honest with you. They're not the easiest things. You probably actually have to put a little pressure on there so this magazine will actually come out and go back in. So other than that, any magazine, in my opinion, will fit in here. I just think the way these are shaped, it adds a little bit of problem. But again, that's depending on what you're carrying. Again, behind that, you have another little pocket in there. It's pretty deep. Goes out about halfway here to there, and has a little hook in here. So if you want to carry your keys in case you get locked out or something else, you can do that. I mean, it's pretty cool. Like I said, very useful stuff. So let's close that up. Again, these are not YKK zippers. They are not weatherproof or anything like that. So, you know, if you're in the rain, you're getting stuff wet. On the outside pocket here, let's see what we got. Oh, got our first little goodie. That's right. Got my Walther PPS in that pocket. And you'll notice that if you open up this pocket here, again, you have a little webbed area here, so if you want to put in a couple of magazines, you can do that as well. I had the gun stored here, but you also have another pocket there. So, I mean, again, really, just for the concealability and the idea that you can carry something like that, you know, if you want, you can actually use your Kydex clip or your Kydex holster with the clip and clip it in there. Not like that's going to allow you to pull the gun out from the holster, but, you know, you get the picture. Now, let's see. You also have this one other bag right here. And again, if we take a look at this, and we open that up, ooh, another gun. Yeah, this in this case is the CZP-01 in its holster as well. Again, you also can tell you have a little bit of that material in there, so if you have Velcro, you can attach it to that. One thing that would be good is to get maybe a soft holster or a cheap holster, really, and just put some, you know, Velcro on there so that you can stick it or attach it to there, which may make it easier a little bit easier to pull the gun out of the holster. Again, I wouldn't necessarily go for this gun first anyway, because I was carrying one on the strong side. So here you go, guys. $30 bag. You can carry like 2 to 3 firearms in this bag. Now, again, depending on what you think is overboard when you're out with your family or just out hiking or doing something, you know, that's fun. That's up to you. I mean, is it heavy? It's not too bad, I'll be honest with you. And that's kind of the reason why I like the Sling bag, because it does distribute the weight pretty well. And, you know, it works. You know, on the other side, let's turn it around here. On the other side, you have this material right here. There is a little bit of a pad here, so it might make it, you know, to me, it makes it comfortable. You know, it's not super comfortable, but it is padded. So, I mean, it does add that extra layer of comfort when you're wearing it. Again, here's your shoulder strap. And then also, if you want, you can also attach this to your lower hip, and that kind of cuts across like that. So, I mean, overall, for $30, I really don't see what's wrong with this bag. Now, I know there are going to be some people who give a thumbs down just on the fact that it doesn't say fancy tactical bag. But you know what, guys? For 30 bucks, if you're using it maybe a dozen times, you really couldn't go wrong with this. So, again, hopefully you guys take a look at products like this also. Don't ever discount anything. I mean, definitely look at everything and anything. And if you have the opportunity and you can get something super expensive, buy it, by all means. But if you don't have that luxury and you're kind of on a fixed budget, guys, $30. I've carried it 6 times. Haven't had any issues with it. I've had actually 1 gun in this and 1 gun on my hip. Never carried it with 2 guns, but maybe I'll try that. I don't know. But I hope you guys have a good night. Hopefully you stay safe out there. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. And if you did, give us a thumbs up and definitely let us know. So I hope you guys have a great night. And as always, freedom is never free.